You wanna know what I think the worst thing is the internet's doing to people right now? It's leading everybody to believe that everybody else is an idiot, especially people that disagree with them. Everybody's first reaction to somebody that disagrees with them is like, oh, you're an idiot. It's like, actually, the vast majority of people aren't idiots. They just either are coming from a different background, have a different belief system, have different reasons, have different, like, it's a whole variety of things. Assuming that somebody else is an idiot, especially when they're professional in their field, is like the worst mistake one person can make. And if everybody stopped just immediately claiming everybody else is an idiot, I think the world would be a better place.
According to a statement from Smithville, Texas police on Saturday evening, they are still searching for Frances Weatherby, who disappeared after leaving her job at the First State Bank on Main Street Wednesday afternoon. Weatherby's car was found submerged in the river on Thursday morning. A police spokeswoman said they found no trace of her yet, but that an active search continues.
Damn missed her. Didn't really have an end to it.
Frances disappearing just kind of sealed the deal. God bless her soul.
They looked, they did everything. They never found her.
She caused problems. She caused attention.
They found that car in the river. Frances is nowhere to be found, and it's on the front page. I'm just in my head trying to figure out what the real story is.
And it's one of those things where you get older and touch, you don't feel the touch. And so, as a man, what is the only caress that I have felt in the last couple of months has been the tug of my seatbelt. I can't help but notice that every time I get in the car. It's not tender, but I'm doing it to myself, strapping myself in. But it's the best one I have today. As for us, we can only run out the series. As you told me last night, from now on, with the EU in control, it's just light maintenance of society. That's all left. That's all that's left. Just light maintenance, sweeping and painting, and everything's been given up. It's kind of that way over there, over where we are too. Squirrels and birds, hopefully is the EU going to do anything about the way squirrels and birds hate humans? Right, they hate them here. Do they hate you guys here? Because in North America, they will not let you get near them. I mean, they act like you are a leper when you try to get near them. It's those little hurt feelings that gives you, they add up. So, before I have a mystical meltdown, let me say that men in the past had trench coats and hats with which to cover evidence of their anxiousness. I don't think it's mentioned enough that modern readers we're naked. I mean, compared to the way Faulkner would dress at a read or whatever, you see the sweat, it's like, we're just transparent. We're weak, we're needy. We don't have prizes. He's pissed. The conclusion is inescapable, my friends. If we choose to linger beside some random pebble, if we choose to see a friend in a friend who doesn't like you anymore, when you said sink, I gurgled.
Ready? I'm gonna trap it in my belt. Guitar. Here we go, guys. This would be a good belt buckle. I practice a hell of a lot more.
Pain works on a sliding scale. So does pleasure in a candy jail. True love doesn't come around any more than fatal hours on a Monday in old Louisville. I came all this way to see your grave, to see your life is written paraphrased. I have tried the it is written in the furnace of affliction. This is what you couldn't face. Life in a candy jail. Peppermint bars, peanut brittle bunk beds, and marshmallow walls, where the guards are gracious and the grounds are grand. The warden keeps the data on your favorite brands. Jelly beans and cookie dough, country restroom on the radio. I got a number.
Meet her and greet her, ladies and gents, the royal queen from the kingdom of chance. $20 buys you an invitation to the coronation. Find where the little lady is hiding, double your money. Go ahead, mister, pick a card. Ah, I think he's got it. Oh, too bad. Maybe next time. Try your luck again. Here we go, once more. Okay, pick a card.
Hey, what's he doing?
I don't think you quite got it, Pally. It's one card at a time. Hey. Hey, what are you doing?
Come along, folks. Oh. Only winner in 3-card Monty's the dealer.
Hey, what kind of racket are you playing? This is harassment, the free enterprise.
Man, come on, you got along fine with my father and brother? I'm Barry Allen.
You're Henry's younger boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was real sorry to hear about Jay. He was okay.
Listen, I need a little help, okay? Like anything you got on the fires on the wharf.
Well, I could use a little down payment.
How about I don't bust you for fraud?
Okay. Look, tell me one thing, though. How'd you pull that little gag before? I'd already palmed the queen in the first place.
TV magic cards when I was a kid? Call me with anything.
This has been a long time coming, fellas. 3 years on the plates alone. But I think you'll find the product was worth the wait. Go ahead. Take a good look, boys.
Geez, Mr. Saul, I can't tell the difference.
You'd need one of them neutron microscopes, Palmer. It's identical down at Ben Franklin's stubble. I want it laundered through the casino at $500,000 a week. $750,000 by March. Anybody got a problem with that? Get him!
Chucky saw.
Batman! How'd you get here?
Your angel of death awaits.
You ain't the Bat! Who are you? What do you want?
I want you, Chucky boy.
Lousy, stinking.
He's safe.
Good, because now I can...
I'm sorry, but you can't. The power struggle must continue here.
A curse on both their houses.
Indeed.
Feel free to applaud at any time. Ah, it's good to see you, old friend.
It's good to see me, too.
All the trouble we had to go through because of you.
All legs and no heart.
You're just too far away to hear it.
The 12-gauge autoloader.
That's Italian. You can go pump or auto.
The 45 long slide with laser sighting.
These are brand new. We just got them in. That's a good gun. You just touch the trigger, the beam comes on, and you put the red dot where you want the bullet to go. You can't miss. Anything else?
A phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
Hey, just what you see, pal.
The Uzi 9mm.
You know your weapons, buddy. Any one of these is ideal for home defense. So, which will it be?
All.
I may close early today. There's a 15-day wait on the handguns, but the rifles you can take right now. You can't do that.
Martin Luther King said it best. He said, there comes a point when silence becomes betrayal. We all have control over this. We do. We can participate in this government. We can urge our children to vote. We can take them to the polls with us and say, watch mommy vote. You know, I mean, or take them to when you're working on campaigns. You ain't got to work on my campaign. You can work against me. That's fine. But I just want to see you working in this democracy. This is our democracy. This is ours. And I'm telling you, every day when I ride down East Capitol Street, every time I pinch myself. I do. I pinch myself because I think about where I could have been. Where I could have been. Sitting in some jail, rotting away. Where I could have been if I had not been able to get out of special ed in the 6th grade. Where I could have been. And then I ride up and then I hear my name on the news. Something that somebody said about me or whatever. And I find it, and just being here. If you had told me when I was a little kid growing up in South Baltimore that I'd be on 60 Minutes, that I would be on President Trump's and Putin's Rolodex. I mean,
yeah, that's.
You know, I mean, I'm just telling you, only in America, and we have to appreciate this wonderful place that we live in, and we've got to cherish it. We've got to protect it with everything we've got. We don't have to beat up on each other all the time. We need to sit down and try to reason. Is reasoning hard? Yes. But you know what makes it hard? Dishonesty. When you throw dishonesty into trying to be reasonable and trying to compromise, it's like trying to grow grass and throwing cement over top of it. It kills it. And so I am tremendously honored. I want you to understand, my leg may be hurting, but I'm on a mission. My voice is loud, and my mind is clear, and I understand the mission. And I will go to my death trying to make sure that I leave intact as much of a democracy and opportunities and a decent way of life for all Americans, no matter who they are, because I feel that that is my duty as an American. Not as a Democrat, not as a Republican, none of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. It's a very simple poem, but it's one that I live by. It says, I only have a minute, 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, I did not choose it, but I know that I must use it, give account if I abuse it, suffer if I lose it. Only a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. And so I join you as we move forward to uplift not only the nation, but the world. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
Okay na. Riggs. Ikaw, wala pa. Riggs.
Hello. Hi. How are you, ma'am? I'm okay. Yeah. Parang I don't like all these mics.
Okay lang po.
Can you hear me?
Okay lang po.
Ma'am, just stay in the middle.
Ma'am, kailangan po may mic.
So, shall I talk?
Yeah, ma'am.
Alright, so what I'd like to say, it is the constitutional right of every Filipino. I might cry here, but I know.
No, ma'am, no.
Okay, it's a constitutional right of every Filipino. I really might cry.
It's all right, son. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
No, put it.
Oo, nagbibigay na medyo itaayos na yung talaga yung
Alright, it's the... Okay. It is the constitutional right of every Filipino to a clean and healthy environment. It is our right in the Constitution. And that is premier above all. And it is the duty of government to grant our people this right. And when people make choices influenced and based on business interests, transgressing the right of every Filipino to what God has given them, it is wrong. It is wrong. And I applaud the senators or the congressmen that have voted according to their conscience. What can I say about the ones? Yeah. This was not my dream. It was a dream and a promise that we had for the country. And it is unfortunate that business interests have in fact run the day, because that's really what it is.
Any last words, just in case?
Don't miss. You got 3 things in life when you're born. What your mama tells you, what the streets teach you, and what the future holds, which no one knows. That's the one you got control over.
Frankie! Franklin Saint, king of all the white boys.
I'm here to buy.
I don't sell coke to kids.
What do you sell?
I sell kilos to people with money.
50 kilos worth of cocaine hidden in a hot tub?
I'm a soldier, not a drug dealer.
So what are we talking about?
How badly does the director want this war funded? This could actually work.
Those 25 kilos could net us just under $2 million.
What you doing with that much gold? You rob somebody? I try to do things the right way. You know what I learned? It ain't made for people like us. And that brick, that ain't worth the trouble that it come with. You know what? I'm rewriting the rules.
You do not have my money.
Where is it? Where's my money?
This isn't for everybody.
You can't go backstage. Man, come on, dog. I got a stamp on my hand, man. You gotta go around front. Man, you just seen me, dog. I just came from
out front, just like
man, you just fucking seen me. I just went to the bathroom.
Just like everybody.
This guy's got a fucking problem.
I think you better shut the fuck up. He's straight, dog. He's straight.
He with you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, Future. But I think your boy got an attitude problem.
If you listen to me closely, I'll tell you what I know. Storm clouds are gathering. The wind is gonna blow. The race of man is suffering, and I can hear the moan. Cause nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone.
Her name is Justice.
The only reason why I love you is because I was in the county jail. You sent me all them nice poems.
To escape the violence of the streets, she needed the poetry in her heart.
You've got to move on. There's another man out there somewhere.
His name is Lucky.
What y'all niggas doing? Looking for some busters to jack.
To face the madness around him, all he had was the music in his soul. Fate brought them together.
This is Justice. Justice is Lucky. And you already know Chicago.
What's up, baby?
Baby.
Anger kept them apart.
I'm a black woman, okay? I deserve respect.
Walk your ass home.
But for both of them,
Girl, you know he tripping because he like you.
the road ahead was the only way to leave the pain behind.
I heard from a friend today, and she said you were in town. Suddenly the memories came back to me in my mind. How can I be strong? I lost myself. Time and time I've said that I'll never fall in love again.
Columbia Pictures presents a story about losing your fear and finding your way.
What do you write about?
Whatever's in my heart.
What's that?
Janet Jackson, Tupac Shakur, Poetic Justice. From the creator of Boys in the Hood.
This is Los Angeles, gang capital of the nation.
It just goes on and on, you know. Either they don't know, don't show, don't care about what's going on in the hood.
In South Central LA,
Yo, Benita, let's do the local thing.
it's tough to beat the streets.
What am I supposed to do? Fool roll up, try to smoke me? I'm gonna shoot the motherfucker.
You have to think, young brother, about your future.
Man, why you sweating me?
You're my only son, and I'm not gonna lose you to no bull.
Baby, don't worry about it. I can take care of myself.
Trey wanted to work his way up.
Trey is a grown man now. He is not a little boy anymore.
Heard you like Mr. GQ Smooth now.
Maybe some of what you gotta rub off on him.
Ricky was looking for a better life.
I want to do something with my life, all right? I want to be somebody.
When you were a little boy, you used to run around here all the time with that football in your hand. I always knew you would amount to something.
Doughboy was living by the laws of the street.
Fuck you looking at, nigga? We got a problem here? We got a problem, nigga?
Can we have one night where there ain't no fight, nobody gets shot?
It's hard to be a saint in South Central LA.
I don't understand why you insist on learning things the hard way, Trey, but you're gonna learn.
How to survive in South Central. Rule number 1, get yourself a gun. And in South Central, yeah, that's how you survive. Rule number 2, don't trust nobody, especially a girl with a hooker's body. Rule number 3, don't take your life for granted, because it's the craziest place on the planet.
Something wrong? Something wrong, yeah. It's just too bad you don't know what it is.
And this is only the first verse of the bomb.
Stop my boy Cuban fleeing his gangster, homie. Yo, I'ma lift my hat, tilt to the back, and strap with a gat, and I'm ready to cap. Hey, yo, Q, watch out, mother.
There's a new movie that really cuts to the heart of an American crisis, Boys in the Hood. It is an important movie. This movie was written and directed by a young black man who is only 23 years old. He's with us today. Welcome, John Singleton. You say, we were talking about this just briefly, John, at the beginning of the film, before there's really any opening credits or anything, the title comes up and it says...
1 out of 17 black American males will be murdered each year, and most of them at the hands of another black male.
Is that why you did the film?
Yeah, actually. I did the film actually to show how the difference between what a responsible, you know, open-minded black man would do in raising his son, and so I could contrast that to the way, you know, his son's 2 friends would be raised just by their mother.
Mm-hmm.
And what we show in this film, you know, there's a mother in the film who raises her 2 sons, and one she overly loves, and he becomes irresponsible and a teenage father. And the other one she doesn't love enough, and he becomes a gangster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Doughboy, that's Cube's character.
Is the story that you told in Boys in the Hood your own story?
Well, the story of Boys in the Hood is just a catalyst for me when I went to live with my father.
Mm-hmm.
I went to live with my father when I was 12 years old. My father whipped me into shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know, straight up, you know, made me...
I did too, I was 14. Fathers have a way of doing that.
Yeah, you know, it made me mow the lawn and take out the trash, stuff like that.
Actually, one of my
I never had to do, you know.
One of my favorite lines in the movie is when, this whole audience, again, has seen the film, is when Trey goes to live with his father and the little boys are out on the lawn and he offers them some money. The father offers him some money. Larry offers him some money to cut the lawn, and they say, and he offers them $5, and they say, man, who you think we are, Kunta Kinte? I love that line. Well, I think that's what's so wonderful about your film is that it is I think just an excellent portrayal of a middle-class black father, not lots of money, not driving a Benz, just a strong black man.
Just a hard-working brother that cares for his son and you know, cares how his son is raised. Mm-hmm. You know? And we need more brothers that you know, if they're going to have a child, they have to look out for the well-being of their children.
Parallel global perspective, please welcome in conversation with Adichie Roy of CNBC, Oracle CEO Mark Hurd.
Thanks so much for being here today.
No, thanks.
It's
Thanks
a lot for
having
of
us.
fun. Yeah, looks like a great crowd. I want to start by talking to you about the state of the industry, how tech has changed over the years. Back in the day, the biggest tech companies were
Your day might be different than my day. I don't know.
You wouldn't be surprised. The biggest tech companies back in the day, though, used to be enterprise companies, IBM, HP, Oracle. Nowadays, the biggest, most buzzwordy tech companies, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Alphabet, are consumer-facing ones. When did that change occur, and what does that say about the state of enterprise?
That's a complicated question. I think if you went back to what I would define as the days, which would be probably in the mid to late 80s, there was one company that really dominated IT. IT was primarily IT for business, and that was dominated by one company. That was IBM. They technically led in really everything: microprocessors, operating systems, databases, virtually you name it, they led technically, and everything was sort of vertically optimized by them. They were actually, there wasn't even a thing called systems integrators then. It was just them. And then somewhere in that late 80s, 90s, the Silicon Valley really emerged and disintermediated and frankly beat IBM at every single layer of the stack. And then customers have frankly spent the last 25 years procuring to their advantage from all those various companies in the Valley. That's sort of the good news of the evolution of it. I think the problem with it has been the fact that so many of these systems now in these companies are so disparate, so heterogeneous. They're really hard to upgrade. They're really hard to modernize. Frankly, they're really hard to secure. And that's a lot of what you hear in the industry right now. How do I sort of, almost in a way, go back to simple from where I've gotten to over the last 20, 25 years?
Let's talk about the cloud a little bit.
Sure.
Cloud business is competitive. Getting customers to sign on to a platform can be expensive. What's your customer acquisition strategy, especially in an age where it seems like everyone's talking about AWS?
Well, first, I think cloud is an overused term. It's you know, again, I think us in the Valley invent a word every few years that's going to solve all your problems. You know, cloud was that word several years ago. I think the cloud you have to break it down and unpack it into several pieces. There's an application layer in the cloud. There's a platform layer in the cloud. There's infrastructure in the cloud. I think for the case of Oracle, we're very active in the application layer, very active in the tech layer, and active in the infrastructure layer. And there are various players involved at different pieces. I do think the bigger part of this movement to the cloud, which I think, by the way, is an irresistible movement, is driven by the fact that customers can't afford to keep spending the money they're spending. The IT staffs have gotten too big, too bulky, frankly, not even in some ways adding as much value as these companies need. So they got to go back to simple, they got to go back to easy, they got to go back to getting their environments to cost, frankly, less with more modernization and frankly with better security. And that's what's driving all this movement to the cloud.
Let's talk a little bit about, you have $70 billion in cash. It's a nice problem to have.
You
right?
could repeat that number?
Sure, $70 billion in cash.
Billion.
I believe it's
a lot of money.
$50 billion in cash and then 20 in the marketable securities. You can buy a suite of companies with that. What do you look for when you're looking to acquire a company?
Well, we don't go out of our way to spend the money. You know, it's actually not. It's our shareholders' money. And so when we think about our capital strategy, obviously we think about dividends and we think about buying our stock back, which we think is a very attractive buy right now. But when we think about M&A, you know, our thing is to go through three filters. One, we don't buy anything that doesn't strategically fit with where we want to go 5, 10 years from now. Secondly, it's got to financially make sense, meaning we're not going to, frankly, overpay for something that doesn't make sense. And then third, we have to run it. We have to be able to run it effectively once we buy it. So those are the three filters, and we're looking for next generation companies. They're going to be part of what's going to happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now, not companies that we're were frankly relevant 5-6 years ago. So our strategy has really been to move forward towards the very areas we just talked about, areas in platform, areas in applications. They're going to be part of the next generation of solutions.
Another big buzzword in the Valley, AI. How do you incorporated artificial intelligence into your strategy, and what's the state of AI in your opinion right now?
I just finished my first motion picture, and it's called I'd Rather Be Rich. It stars Sandra Dee, Robert Goulet, Andy Williams, Maurice Chevalier, and I'm the only guy I never heard of. I got a little cold. Listen, I want to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I play a nervous airline clerk in this picture. It takes place in an airplane, and they preview the airplane, they preview the picture in the airplane, but I'd already seen the preview, so I walked out the plane. Darn near did. Anyway, I felt so important when I got to Hollywood for the first time. This is true, you know, that every headline paper said, Taylor returns to Hollywood. I felt so big, I thought sure Lady Bird was going to send me a feather. Could you die? Then I saw the picture Cleopatra, and Claudette Colbert is gorgeous in this picture. People do so many things to get publicity out there. I saw a girl walking down the street. She had so much lacquer on her hair. Her hair was teased so high, she caught 3 pigeons in a crosstown bus. I laughed so hard I almost fell off my giraffe. Oh, but here comes the trouble. Everything happens to me. The picture's in Technicolor, but I'm in black and white. Oh, the pain. I don't know what it is. Everything else happened, and it wasn't easy making a first motion picture because you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know that. For makeup. They put so much pancake makeup in me. Whenever I went to the commissary for lunch, little old lady tried to pour syrup all over me. I don't care. When she raised a knife and fork, forget it. I got out of there pretty fast. Everything else went wrong, too. First day on the set, the director yelled, "Roll 'em!" I thought it was a crap game. I lost $80. Oh, they treated me wonderful. They gave me my own private parking place with my name on it, but I don't even own a car. So I didn't want, they shouldn't think I didn't appreciate it, so I would lay down in my space. Then 2 dirty old kids jacked me up and stole my rubber heels. Forget it. I even had my footprints at Grauman's Chinese Theater, then some sneak mopped the floor. Everything. Then, I was so good. Please, I really was so good in this picture. Ross Hunter, God bless him. He asked me to plug the picture on the road. They asked Sandra Dee to go to New York. They asked Robert Goulet to go to Montreal. They said I was such a riot, they sent me to the Panama Canal Zone. I don't know why they're fighting over the darn thing. It's so filthy. That water is disgusting. Anyway, then I could have been another picture. I could have been the picture How the West Was Won, but I lost the part. I could have been in I'll Cry Tomorrow, but I couldn't wait. I could have been in that picture Mad, 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 Mad World, but I wasn't. And here's something else I didn't do in the picture. A little Barbra Streisand music, please. You like it? Happy days are here again. I'm Barbra Streisand's brother Ben. And these roots are dead at all the ends. Happy days, happy times, happy world, happy night, happy days are here again.
Tell me about Miami Beach, working at the Thunderbird in Miami Beach, Rip. That's when I first heard about Rip Taylor.
The first job was in the Thunderbird.
Was it really?
Well, yeah, well, it was like on 5th and Ocean, way downtown.
Right.
In Miami Beach, and then it was with a lot of strippers.
That's when you did your pantomime recording records?
Yeah, Spike Jones record.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were you working with some of the famous strippers?
Oh, I worked with all of them. We started down there, 5th and Ocean, worked my way up to 222nd Street. Then we went every hotel on the beach. That's where I met you and Frankie Scott, if you remember.
That's right, the undernourished comedian. That's right. I was doing comedy at the time. That was fun those days in Miami Beach.
It was
Looking
a great
back,
place to go and bomb and not bomb, and you
Right.
get paid every week, and you got a job where you get the food in the room, and you could save some money and do 2 shows a night or 1 show a night.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Perfect. Wonderful.
Great experience, too. See,
Like
today's show
now.
business, what do you think about...
Well, today there's no place to go to die. Used to be the boats, used to be the Playboy clubs. There's
Right.
no place to go to die now.
Right.
Everybody's at each other's throats, and Arsenio said that about you in the paper. That was wonderful. He must obviously emulate you. He loves you. That's why I mentioned you.
You're talking about the entertainment
Yeah, the article he mentioned in the paper. He was talking about you, and that's nice. I wish he'd talk about me. You have a show. That's good. So obviously he watches you.
Well, he's nice. He's really, he has simpatico about him. I really like.
Yeah, well, he does a lot of you, doesn't he? I see that right there. He gets real close. Now tell me about you. And he does that too. But there's room for everybody, isn't there? I mean, you did it a long time before he did, and he died, and he got hot, and that's good for him. There's room for everybody. Look at the alternative, poor Sam. I mean, my goodness, Kinnison.
Look,
so he's in
Sam
heaven.
Kinison.
He's in comic heaven now.
Yeah, that was sad.
Terrible, unnecessary. But see, life goes on. Here we are talking about it.
Comedians.
Yeah.
Today, comedians.
Every one of them win awards, Skippy.
Yeah.
Every one of the casting people we all go in to see say, no, too outrageous. No, no discipline. Wrong.
Right.
Look at Jonathan Winters, hottest show in the country right now. Look at Robin, hottest man in the country with Billy. Look at all undisciplined comedians on stage and look at them in the theater. Now they look at them as actors, comic actors. They're still comedians.
But you hit a name, Jonathan Winters. When you say Jonathan Winters, to me, number one in the world.
Genius.
Absolutely.
I meet him at parties. I had to say today. I had to say it. I had to give it to Skippy. Yeah, put it up against you.
I like black.
Next to your tits. There you go. Come on,
Rip, okay.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I love that. Now, wait, now let it just rest there.
Can you do that? Okay,
Yeah,
Rip, that's
just let it
cute.
rest.
That's
It'll
cute.
rest. But Jonathan Winters, he's magnificent. You ad-lib when you walk in the room, do improvisations with him.
Right.
I walk in and say, what happened to the jukebox? And he does 20 minutes.
But you studied acting in New York City with a good dramatic coach.
Win Hanman, great teacher. Oh, a lot of people are in that class, too. Stevie Lawrence was in the class.
Right.
Lisa. Jan Murray studied that. Did you?
Over, we had 2 or 3 of those boxes in the water, dragging them behind the raft, and that is dumb. I said, let's get them boxes aboard. It'll be a lot easier. You know, that's dead weight you got. The hardest part is hanging around with all these young kids. I don't even know what MTV means, you know. And I'm used to being in the military, and one guy stands up and gives an order, and there's no back talk. You know, like yesterday, everybody's trying to run the show, and if they'd let one person do it, we'd be much better off. But trying to keep them all shut up is hard.
Yeah, Tokyo is going to change soon.
What'd you do? You weird little...
Move out! Hands on your heads!
This boy's pattern is the key to solving the riddle of Akira's growth pattern process.
I don't know who that is!
If this situation gets out of hand, that needs to be terminated.
Canada, what the hell's going on?
The plan is in place already.
Don't do it!
We get to meet Akira again.
What? Akira?
Don't hurt anyone else!
If you push yourself, you might do irreparable damage!
Here we go!
legendary director Katsuhiro Otomo. Comes one of the greatest animated films of all time. Akira.
Wie steht es denn eigentlich um Ihren Freund? Sind Sie nun ein Paar oder nicht? Erzählen Sie uns etwas über ihn, Kotobuki-san. Ja, wie ist es? Zum Wohl! Ja, und so kam es, dass wir nach Beendigung der Schule zusammen eine Abschlussreise machten. Dubai. Ich sage Europa.
Thermalquellen. Am liebsten nach London. Mir ist ganz egal, wohin es geht.
Okay. Rock'n'Roll. Zeigt Business.
Wir wollen alle in viel zu verschiedenen Richtungen weitermachen.
Da ist noch etwas ganz Wichtiges. Es gibt etwas, das ich, bevor wir abschließen, noch unbedingt erledigen möchte.
Wir werden immer und überall zusammen sein.
Die Zeit, die wir gemeinsam verbracht haben.
Es ist wirklich wie ein Wunder. Wir werden für immer und ewig zusammen sein.
Wir werden schließlich, egal wann, egal wo wir sind, Tea Time nach der Schule bleiben.
K-On! The Movie! Auf DVD und Blu-ray!